thing. As it sits today, I will have some afterlife with Eliana Laya, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen because before it happens, something might change. And again, you have to understand Hashem and why that happens because something better happens for both of us. It doesn't mean we're husband and wife, but it doesn't mean that we're not. Hashem decides. And the fact is, my wife's here from before, but I don't know who it is. Obviously, we didn't find each other. But could have. Maybe it's her. I don't. There's another part of that they're blocking. That's right. I guess that's all we're going to get to. But again, what happens here is not what happens in the afterlife. Always understand that. Again, just don't be a devil. Don't be causing other people to fall. People know that they're moving their will, and they're being willfully ignorant about it. I was in yoga. Hashem had already woke me up for about a year, and I get to yoga. And they're talking about will and willpower. And I said, not touching that thing with a 10-foot pole. It's Hashem's will or nothing, no matter what happens. Because Satan will show you why you should move your own personal will. Like, if you move your personal will, you'll be married. Well, if Hashem can't do it without my will, then it's not to be. Not that it wasn't to be, but it's not to be for now. Everything Hashem ever promised you in life, if you never received it, you should understand that you receive it when Hashem takes you to the next part of your life. There's nothing really here to receive. But the Torah, or I guess the New Torah, was the New Testament? Your crowns are in heaven. That's what that means. Everything that Hashem has ever specified for you to be bestowed upon your life and those around you and all these things will happen in the afterlife. It doesn't matter. Satan cannot stop God. He can stop God here because he owns the planet. But Satan cannot stop God from giving you everything God ever promised you, everything you ever wanted, within reason. Because, some people want unreasonable things. Okay, so there's a mechanism. I'm going to go real quick so that you understand what I'm speaking about. If you read about Laban and was it Rachel, and you realize what had to be done to marry her, Hashem is an interesting character. That's Hashem. But what happened? People lived and people didn't die because they listened to God. I believe there's a relationship the whole time, and who would work 7 years? So again, Hashem will manipulate you because you want to be with a woman. Now, Hashem says he's not to blame. Every woman he ever promised to you was truthful. That doesn't mean I'll have 9 wives or 20 wives. Satan would not allow it to exist. If you give the vision of this planet to Satan, then Hashem will not see. Because somebody said, well, couldn't God have seen that? The scriptures do not speak of a God that is not bound by your actions. And your actions include the entire planet. You are not bound by your own personal actions if you actually read what the Torah says. Your community, your planet could bind you. Your brothers could sell you into slavery. Your family could sell you into slavery. In fact, Yeshua ben David speaks of a time such as that. The only problem is that the Christianity believes Yeshua is God. Again, Yeshua doesn't even believe he's God. You actually read it. There's some hint, but even if he were to be one with the Father as the only creation in the world that has ever been one with the Father, there still exists something called the Father, and that's Hashem. He doesn't say, I'm going back to myself, therefore I will be God. He says, I'm going back to Hashem. I will be near Hashem. I will see you. You will see me. You will think of me. And in this connection with us being one, I will help you through Hashem's power, because I'm here with Hashem in this afterlife, which is probably the pre-life also, unless they're somewhere else, because that can happen also. Many existences in the existence. No, the place we strive to go is not a place we have not been. It's the place we come from. But we have had a different form there. We are traveling back to where we started from. So what we're attempting to do through religion is undo this place and the changes from this place. It doesn't mean that it's Eliana Alaya, but my wife, what I know of her in vision from before this place, and maybe in conversation in the mind, but it's, it definitely was present. She fits the description. Warrior woman. Do you see me with anyone else but warrior woman? And that's sad, because she learned spirituality a certain way, and I was supposed to be there to try to change it, whether we were just friends or whatever, because the age difference that's pretty much all it would probably be here. But again, that would be created by Satan to make a mess. Like, there she is, but now you're too old. Satan's like that, man. Like, Satan could have made it so I never, like Jesus. Jesus is theoretically, Hashem said, if I had my way, you and Jesus would have been born at the same time, and they would have never been able to do anything to you. But Satan split you by all those ages because he hates you so bad and hates him so bad. But as far as if she is somebody for me, and again, it could be somebody else. Could have been a homeless person I met in my life, and I just never noticed her. So again, I'm not trying to, hey, well, she got money and right. And she's gorgeous, But again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I've seen women that the world would throw away, not a looker or whatever, but they're just beautiful people. You fall in love with them. And that's what love is anyway. The planet presents an illusion. I got to get the prayer here. But the planet presents an illusion that love is visual, or includes visual, and it doesn't. And you've seen it. When Hashem can get the truth through, you'll see people that are so unequal. And I guess, it happened to me. I was this one woman on the side of the road. I gave her money, and I don't think she had one tooth in her head. But, I felt her beauty, her personal beauty. But, she's probably, needed rehab and everything. I think she was in rehab at that point. I asked her a couple questions before I gave her the money about how she was doing. That's the funny part about Vic. That's what I was doing. I didn't have as much money, but I mean, they're all out there. Like all the Larrys. All influencers. This one does this one thing I would do. This one does the other thing I would do. I guess we have the same boss, Hashem. All right, let's get forward with prayer. I'm going to get off one more time and then get